Hey, what's going on guys? John Shea here, and today I'm actually going to be doing an in-depth video review of the Best Choice Products ATV for kids. So in this video, what I'm actually going to cover is I'm going to go through the instruction manual a little bit. We're going to take a look at some of the tools and hardware it came with. We'll talk about the actual setup and installation of this. And then I'll actually basically just show you some of the functionality on this and just give you my overall thoughts. Now, I did want to mention that this is actually a sponsored video by Best Choice Products. They actually sent this to me in exchange to do an honest review of the product. So let's get into it. I first want to actually start with the manual. So I'm going to kind of bring this over. I'm going to step behind the camera and I will actually show you guys what this looks like, just so we have some idea of how this all comes together. So this weighs about 38 pounds. The manual is basically color coded, so it shows you all the different parts and accessories that it comes with. It only has 4 screws. You have your front axle, your rear axle, you've got the front and rear wheels, the hubcaps, the handlebar, the backrest, and then it comes with a 12-volt charger. Overall, it's pretty easy to assemble. Essentially, you have this large bar that goes across. This gets attached with 4 screws across the top there, and then you just add this rod basically through the rear side of the actual quad, and you just utilize the existing nuts and bolts it comes with. All of these have specific wheels both for the front and the rear, so essentially you have to make sure it'll actually have labeled on the wheels themselves where to actually install everything. You add the handlebars and then pretty much just add the backrest there. One thing that I noticed with this that isn't super common, we have another little ride-on vehicle for my daughter. This one actually has a charging pack that attaches to the battery. So anytime that you actually want to charge the battery, you have to take this cover off with a screw, and basically that all comes apart. So I'll show you that in a bit. But once you do that, you essentially take one of the plugs here, plug it in, and then pretty much you have to charge it that way. So it takes a little bit longer than otherwise just plugging it in. But you do have a music player built in. It kind of goes over here, some of the settings for the music player. Different things here. You have a horn, you can change the song to the next one, you've got a light setting, your power, and then you have your forward and reverse as well as your speed. So pretty straightforward. It recommends charging this about 10 to 12 hours before first use. And yeah, let's get into it. I'll kind of show you what the bike looks like. All right, so I am filming this today in my garage. Normally I would have been doing this outside, but it's actually extremely cold and very windy, so I don't even know if you'd hear me all that well with the way the wind is today. But yeah, once you have this fully assembled, it's pretty straightforward. You have nice grips here in the front. This is your main power button. We'll turn it on here in a bit, and then I believe this is like the horn here. You have a low and high for your lights, and then you have a high and low for the power on the bike. This basically only goes probably about 5 miles an hour. It's not super fast, but it's not intended to be. It's really for younger kids. I actually got this from my daughter, who's going to be turning 4 in about a month, so I wanted something that it would be a little bit safer, and also something that, she couldn't get like really reckless with it going too fast. We actually have a adult go-kart that can go up to like 25 miles an hour. So obviously I wouldn't want her using something like that, and that's why I wanted to get this. You have your forward and reverse, pretty straightforward. On the rear, there's basically the plastic seat here. This just gets attached with 2 clips here in the back. One thing I really like is this handle here. So if for any reason, let's say I need to move this without powering it on, I can simply just put my hand through here and actually pick it up. And since it's only about 40 pounds, it's more bulky than it is heavy. All of the tires are basically made of this really rigid plastic, so this could probably go through any terrain without too much issue. You can see they're very rigid, and this isn't something that's going to lose air because it's completely made of a very thick plastic. The hubcaps just simply clip on, very easy to install. And when you actually install the wheels as well, there's little anchors that go in through the sides, so it's pretty much impossible not to do it correctly. You have your main accelerator here. So pretty much you're just pushing this down, and that's what's gonna, get this to go. There is no brake on this. You have your main screw here. This actually takes off the whole seat, and then you unplug it from the main battery, and then it comes with a charger that has a fairly long power cable. I was able to hook it up near the wall and just kind of leave this nearby and charge it without any issue. You do also have a grill here in the front with some lights. So this grill, if for some reason maybe your kid was to hit something, you know, you're not gonna damage the actual bike. I honestly think this will be perfectly fine. You've got the 4 main headlights here, and then there's some reflector lights up at the front. Overall, I really like this quad. You can also get this in many different colors. Let's go ahead and power it up, and we'll try to do a little demo here in my garage space. It does a little fake engine starting noise, which is pretty funny. And then it has, I think this is like a player for the media, so you can actually connect this with different modes. You could do Bluetooth or have it play music, and then you have this kind of does different like engine sounds, and then it's got the horn effect there. And then you can turn on the lights, which are actually pretty good. You can see they're very, very bright. So if you had, you know, an opportunity to go out, maybe it's a little bit darker, you could actually use this later at night and it would light up pretty well in the nighttime. And then you basically have your high and low. So I'll kind of bring it back here, and again, I could probably sit in this thing, but I weigh about 200 pounds, so it's definitely not recommended, but it actually will support that weight. It has these huge, and I'll actually lift it up, there's huge shock absorbers here in the back. So even if like let's say I just put one knee on this, you can see I'm not even hitting the tire. Like it can actually really support a lot of weight. So if we go ahead, I'll just kind of hit the gas and go with it. It moves pretty good. So overall, I can't do a full demo here, and normally I don't have my daughter in my review videos, so I don't really want to ride it around, but the basic idea is you have your forward reverse, and the tires move pretty good. I'll even put it in high mode. We'll do forward, and I'm gonna lift it up just so you can get some idea of the tires. So it moves pretty good. Again, you're only gonna be at about 3.5 to 5 miles per hour, but overall very happy with this. And I think if you're looking for a nice ATV for your kids, maybe you want an extra one for like their friends, you could get a couple of them, you know, whatever you decide to do. We actually have another one, and we were finding that when my daughter had her friends over, you know, they wanted to be on it too, and it just wasn't big enough for the both of them. So we decided, hey, let's get something else, and then when she has friends over, she can switch and use this one, they can use the other one, or vice versa, and now they can all have a good time, and we had plenty of space for them to go out and do that. So anyway, hope you guys found the video helpful, and I will talk to you later.